I sweat like crazy when I do anything, and then I like break out in rashes because I never wear gloves and I'm allergic to poison ivy. But I have a few more things that I need to transplant in the ground so that way this winter when the snow comes, they'll freeze in the flower pods. And I'm sweating like crazy. And I need to get them in the ground so they can become sturdy and, will regrow next year. So that's what I'm working on now. Oh. And I'm hoping, since I took that hummingbird mint and the cat mint out of, I still have some in pots, but I took half of it out of the pots, and I'm hoping if I put it in the ground it'll spread really far, because they were in bigger flower pots, or at least the cat mint was. I just had a tiny little bundle, and like it went crazy. Oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? It kept reproducing more and more until it took up the whole gigantic pot. So I took part of it, gave some back to my mom, and then something fell off the tree over there. And then I stuck some in the ground over here. I just want to see if it'll do better. Words are hard, okay? By the way, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel, and today's video is just going to be some yard work. My everyday, whatever I feel like doing or what needs to get done, gets done. I'm transplanting some stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions about flowers or anything, go ahead, drop it in the comments below. I am not a professional at anything. I just try and do it. If it works, it works. If it don't, I'll try something different. Anyway, let's jump into the video. This little raised bed is not technically a raised bed. Like, there's no bottom. I just have black plastic and then like 10 bags of topsoil on top of it. So when I dig holes, I have to, get the circle cut out of the plastic. It helps a little bit with weeds, but not really. At first, this bed was doing amazing, and then out of nowhere, it turned to crap. And then I really put some, TLC into it, and it started doing really good. But just winter's coming, guys. It's hot, super hot, and then we get nothing but rain for weeks, and then it's hot again. So even my garden, like, it did really good for about a month, and like it's just dried up and dead. I'm gonna go ahead and finish pulling everything out, and I think I'm gonna move my garden this year. I'd like to make it bigger, make it better. I don't know. I'm just hoping if I transplant this, I think it's hummingbird mint and cat mint, that it will spread. I have a doe. Actually, I have 3 does in the back of my yard. They live back there. They bed down back there, like almost right beside this. They eat all of my flowers down. They eat my apple tree. I'll show it. They just eat everything down. So I started feeding them corn so they leave the rest of my crap alone. Or my husband started feeding them so they would leave my stuff alone. And I did get this deer and rabbit spray. It does work, but as soon as it rains, you have to redo it, and it's rained for weeks. But yeah, I don't know, I'm just talkative. I always wear old clothes, and sorry about my cellulite legs, you guys. I'm getting old. It's hot outside, and I just wanted to stay cool. Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out if I can get it to spread. I have hydrangeas right here. The deer ate them down, so I've never yet seen a bloom. They were almost ready to bloom, and well, they got ate to the ground. But yeah, I'm just trying. I'm scared that with some of my smaller flower pots, that they'll freeze over winter. I just have a feeling this winter is going to be a bad winter. And if it's not like a gigantic flower pot like my catmint is in, I'm scared that it'll freeze and die. So I'm trying to get it stable and sturdy in the ground for when, winter does hit. And I'm not for sure down at the other end. I think those are peonies. I'm really not for sure. They don't smell like peonies. I've not seen peonies like that. I've only ever seen like a pale pink peony and a white peony. And guys, these are like crazy colors. I don't know. if it's my soil. I'm not for sure, but I need to get something to tie them up because, man, they're falling and breaking. But yeah, sorry, I just talk a lot. So this is what it looks like so far. I've only planted two things in there. These are supposed to be my hydrangeas. Bugs are on them. You know, I've halfway just given up. I made that trellis with just a bunch of scrap wood. I'm not for sure if those roses are ground cover or climbing roses, but my other two big roses, they bloomed a whole lot. One's like a hot pink, and then the other one's like a nudie pale pink. It was beautiful. That's my catmint. Hostas maybe, and that's the hummingbird mint. I think those are like daylilies. I'm not real for sure, but that's ground covering. And this are those peonies. Like the green parts and the stem look like peonies, but I've never seen them be that many different colors before. So I'm just real curious. If you know anything, tell me. All right, so we're gonna walk up past my shed and go check on these pumpkin vines that I can't remember if I planted a bunch of seeds in one spot or if it's just from, a rotten pumpkins. They're back here in this little ditch. Out of all these leaves and blooms, guys, there is one pumpkin. One. The vines grew up in the trees and I had to like slowly pull them down. I don't know. I think the only parts of them that are actually doing good are the parts that get the sun. So I think next year, instead of just, being whatever, next year I'm going to make sure they have a lot more sun, because if you look at those one leaves, they're kind of like, I don't remember what they're called. My husband finally got the fence posts pulled out of the ground from where we had that fenced in for the pony. And we've just been storing all the gates and fencing up there by that one bush tree thing. And it just, backyard needs a lot of work. We still have to get this big wood pile out of the back of the yard and the big tree that we cut down. We got most of it. It was pretty big. We're walking over to the apple tree, and the deer eat it down like crazy. They did leave the top this time, so I'm thankful for that. But yeah, man, they eat everything. And before I finished putting all my stuff up, I realized that I had another big plant. It was like in a hanging flower pot on my porch. It wasn't doing so well, but it's outgrown the hanging pot. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to cram it back here. If it doesn't live, it doesn't live. I also need to find something, maybe another trellis that I can help my peonies or whatever they are not fall over. But yeah, I'm just planting some more flowers. Now I am just transplanting two of these tiny little Rosa Sharon stems that I have. These Rosa Sharon stems don't produce seeds. My mom has a bunch of trees that don't have seeds, so I actually broke two stems off the tree and got them to grow. So I'm just planting them with my normal Rosa Sharon that produces seeds, and the little trees will pop up everywhere. I'm hoping that will help keep them alive. I don't know. There's all kinds of bees around these. My hummingbird feeders are above these bushes. So I'm just transplanting them to get them out of the flower pot before winter. This is our stray cat named Splotches, and these are the normal Rose of Sharon bushes. They are two different colors, but they reproduce like crazy. And these are all the zinnias. They are almost dead that I planted in front of my house. I absolutely love these. I have collected like a whole small bucket full of seeds. There are like 4 or 5 different types of zinnias, and I will replant these every year, absolutely everywhere. Thank you all so much for watching.